What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Bucos Locker. Subscribe to the channel. Like the channel. Share all the videos. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you all new videos that's posted on this channel. You know what I'm talking about? I'm here. I'm trying to get it in. I'm trying to figure it out. You know what I'm talking about? First down. What's going on? What's going on? Clap it up. Everybody ready? Ready. Everybody ready? Ready. Begin. Welcome to another live stream. Heading for a little workout. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. Over here, Joseph. Nobody got no time to be playing around. Yeah. We in that thing. So get what? Wild Out Wednesday. Wild Out Wednesday. What we gonna talk about today? Huh? So, let me dive into this Mike McDaniel situation. We don't got him. The Bucs interviewed. They bringing in Brian Callahan. They, damn pitcher, and we bring it. We scraping as I expected. Scraping, man. I mean, nobody's gonna try to hire Brian Callahan as an OC, but the Bucs bringing him in for a second interview. Did you see him at Tennessee? What he had at Tennessee? It was awful. Now, granted, the talent wasn't great, but the offensive production was kind of wild. And remember now, Brian Callahan was picked to be the OC because, signal light on. Dang, girl. Was picked to be the head coach of the Tennessee Titans because of what he did with the Bengals, but he wasn't even calling plays there. So we don't even know where he really is. He said that boy gotta hit me. Man, look. I don't know everything, but I do have a life outside of football, and I like to get into things besides football. I'm not a basic football channel, I have a life outside of YouTube. My life is not centered around YouTube, as my daughter calls it, YouTube. I have hobbies and things I like to do. I told y'all some things I like to do. This ain't no plain Jane channel. This channel got personality. A lot of them other ones, I don't think they got any personality. I don't think y'all really too much care for that. That's where y'all come over here. I appreciate the people that come over here and get this little insight of my background. I do lives everywhere. I don't do lives at home all the time. I pull up and do a live while I'm driving at the jump zone. I don't know. I go live anywhere. I'm unpredictable. You know what I'm talking about? I'm into a lot of stuff. You know what I'm talking about? But it's not a Hemi. But it's a decent engine, though. Let me just say that. You can hear it. Y'all can hear my engine. It's that loud. Dang, I need to tune it up. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do a tune up, spark plugs and wires. Just like the Bucs. The Bucs need a tune up. Interviewing Brian Callahan. I mean, how much can you put into that? Because we really don't know what he is as a play caller. I mean, let's keep it real. We don't know what he is as a play caller. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know, because the Bengals, that was Zack Taylor. Now he comes from the his dad is Bill Callahan, who is with the Falcons right now. You think the Falcons gonna bring in Brian Callahan to interview for the OC job? Highly doubt it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I ain't gonna be prejudgmental, but I ain't excited about it. I didn't like what I saw in Tennessee because he was the head coach. He hired an OC to push out his vision, and that didn't look good. So I don't know, man. I'm a little sketchy behind the Brian Callahan interview, second interview. They bringing him into the building, like, oh, here we go with this. And if you don't, I'm gonna say this much: if Brian Callahan leave that building with no contract, it's not good, folks. I'm telling you right now. And knowing Brian, thinking that Brian Callahan's situation, he probably willing to take anything because he didn't want to go back to passing game coordinator. So he'll probably take the Bucs OC job because that's probably going to be the only one offered to him. His name is not on the menu as far as being hired. Him or Dan Pitcher. Nobody's talking about those dudes being an OC for any team that need an OC. It's so bad. The Lions picked up the Cardinals ex-OC. They could have picked Zack Robinson, Brian Callahan, Dan Pitcher. I'm just saying, man. I don't know, man. We keep trying to scrape the bottom of the barrel. We got lucky with Liam Cohen. The results wasn't great with Canales. The results wasn't great with Josh Gazard. And whoever the OC now, I don't know, man. I would hate for it to be Zack Robinson, and I'm going to tell you why. It don't make sense. I'm going to be honest with you. I would hate to see Zack Robinson as the OC because it's like, well, we just saw that with the Falcons. It didn't look good. And all of a sudden, because he had a short stint with Baker Mayfield for a few games, it's going to look good. Like, I don't understand what are the Bucs trying to do here? Like, I wouldn't send a team around one player. Like, you need more than just the OC. Because you hired Zack Robinson, what you think? He going to fix the problems? The Atlanta had issues too with him, with his play calling. Oh, we need familiarity. We need somebody that's familiar with Baker Mayfield. Well, we've been doing that, and it's not working out great. Mixed results. Let me just say that. I ain't gonna say it's been terrible, but it ain't nothing to be like, we really like that. All because we keep trying to figure out Baker Mayfield instead of figuring out the damn team. Baker, he is who he is. Mediocre at best. Had a one outlier season as a quarterback for the Bucs, and people thought that's like the norm for him. No, what you saw this past year is the norm. Cleveland Brown fans will tell you that. What we saw this year is the norm for Baker Mayfield. Just less interceptions because the running game is helping him a lot. He needs a running game. So whoever this OC is, and I hope it's not Zack Robinson, like it's just a retread from a team that we don't like, and we looked at that offense, and then it looked good against the Bucs because it's Kirk Cousins. But outside of that, outside of playing the Bucs, it didn't look great. First it was Mike McDaniel. And then it was Nathan Schoheiser, whatever his name is. Then it was, now we're digging now. Like, Buck fans are digging for anything now. Now they're talking about Zack Robinson now. Why do you think I did not push the Mike McDaniel situation over here on this channel? Why did you think I didn't push that McDaniel's crap over here? Now, all these other people got to backtrack, and now they got to shift their gears towards Dan Pitcher and Bill Callahan and Brian Callahan and Dan Pitcher. That's what you got to. So you got to go a tier down and to make yourself feel good. Man, it's struggle out here, but the struggle out here is real, man. That's why you got to be careful in the all season what you say, because you're gonna look real foolish. Now we're reaching for Zack Robinson. Now the big push is for Zack Robinson. What are we doing as Bucs fans? Why are we pushing for this? Why are the Bucs fans pushing for Zack Robinson? None of y'all was talking about him. That's what I'm trying to figure out. None of y'all gave a damn about Zack Robinson. All of a sudden, he's a candidate now? Where is this? What is this? The Bucs don't even run the scheme. The Atlanta Falcons run game was a lot better. We don't run that exact scheme. Oh, because they got familiarity with Baker Mayfield, it's going to work. That's not how it works, man. Trying to tell y'all. Man. It don't work like that. I've been watching the Bucs for a long time, and we like to pick from other people instead of developing our. We don't even have a rotation on our offensive staff to just say, oh, we good. We're going to just promote this guy. Who is Todd Bowles' coaching tree? What? That's under him. Nobody's coming from under him that makes sense on the offensive side of the football. Like where is the factory coming from? Yeah. Oh no, he's developed no OC. You have Byron Leftwich, who's been with you for a little minute. You got rid of him. Dave Canales, he comes from Pete Carroll coaching tree. Liam Cohen comes from McVay, Kyle Shanahan, Mike Shanahan, Gary Kubiak, Dan Reeves coaching tree. So Todd Bowles has not produced no OC under his tree. Josh Gazar is not even from Todd Bowles' coaching tree. So he don't have no coaching, no offensive background to go get suitable coordinators, which explains why we keep getting randoms. Interviewing people from other trees because he ain't got none from his own that he can reach out to. And all the people he interviewing, he got no connection to at all. Zero connection. You're out here just scavenging now. I don't know, man. It just looks. I'm telling you, man. None of this looks right. None of this looks progressive. That's all I'm saying. And the Mike McDaniel situation hurt a lot of Bucs fans. It really did. I know hurt a lot of y'all. It did. Oh my goodness. Why did he get breaks like that? It hurt a lot of y'all. I know it did. A lot of y'all really wanted him. And I understand, you know, innovation, his mind, and all that. But we're finna settle for some guy that we're going to try to overhype. I'm not falling for that. I'm not doing that. I'm not finna overhype an OC that has not looked good. And the Dan Pitcher situation, his name came up. It looked like he was about to be something, but it kind of tailed off. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looked like it was going to be something. Like, his name came up, maybe down to be a head coach, but then it just kind of fell off. You know, now he's been an afterthought. You know what I'm saying? I don't like none of this. I don't like the direction. I'm gonna keep saying this, man. Like, everybody put their eggs in one basket for the Mike McDaniel hire. He chose Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh over Todd Bowles and Baker Mayfield. Let's be real. If Todd Bowles was not here, he probably would have chose us. Not saying he would have, but I'm just saying we would have had a better chance. We will have a better chance at a better OC if Todd Bowles was not here. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. I just got a funny feeling Todd Bowles has prevented the Bucs from getting better. As much as we don't want to admit it, but it just looks like it. I mean, the Bucs didn't even put their name in the hat for the John Harbaugh, the Sean McDermott. Can't put your name in the hat for that. Mike Tomlin can't put your name in the hat for that. You can't put your name in the hat for Mike McDaniels. You're missing out on all the top candidates, whether it's head coach or OC or potential OC or up and coming offensive guys and good systems, you can't get them to come over here. And what's so interesting about this Todd Bowles situation and the Mike McDaniel situation and all that, did y'all hear what the Buffalo Bills owner said about Sean McDermott? And when I read the article on ESPN.com, when I read the article and they pretty much quoted what the owner said, and I can't quote it all the way, but I'm going to paraphrase it the best way I can. But when I read that article, what the Buffalo Bills owner said about Sean McDermott, I was like, and I just thought about the Bucs right away. I ain't even gonna hold you. I thought about the Bucs right away. Does anybody know what the Buffalo Bills owner said about Sean McDermott? Oh, Brian Dable ain't coming up. He not gonna work on the Todd Bowles. I can tell you that right. Brian Dable don't even. No, he's not gonna work on the Todd Bowles for a year. Why would he? Makes no sense for Brian Dable to do that. That's not even a good match. The personalities, his scheme, it's not a good match. That would be an issue. But does anybody know what the Buffalo Bills owner said about Sean McDermott? And if you know what he said, you know where I'm about to go with this, because it makes sense. I'm gonna paraphrase this the best way I can in these next couple minutes before I get off. The Buffalo Bills owner, in summary, said after it's not just about one loss. I'm paraphrasing. He kind of said after that loss, it was not just the loss recently. It was a accumulation of losses, and he gave kind of like why the loss happened and all that. But then he also said he went in that locker room and he looked around and looked at the players and the reaction of this recent loss, and he was basically saying that was the moment he told himself that we've reached the wall. We have reached a wall where we're not going to get past. We plateaued. And when I read the article, when I read that part, I kept replaying that part, and I put it and I applied that to what Todd Bowles. The Buffalo Bills owner said, we reached the plateau. We reached the wall with Sean McDermott that we can't get past. And I thought about it. I said this before about Todd Bowles. Good man, good father, great man, great father, etc., etc. In my honest opinion, I don't want to see nobody lose their job, but in my honest opinion, Bucos Locker, this is just an opinion, I believe we've reached a plateau, a wall, when it comes to Todd Bowles. If the Glazer family will apply that thought process to Todd Bowles and look at 2022, 23, 24, 2025, and ask themselves, have we reached the wall? Do you think this team is going to get better than where they are now? Because once you plateau, it don't get any better. Am I lying? Am I reading this wrong? I took the Buffalo Bills owner thought process after the loss in the playoffs. The Buffalo Bills organization is much better than the Bucs organization as far as just like structure and the success. No, they don't have a Super Bowl and all that. I get it. But just what franchise would you rather be in position with? If the Bucs was in the position like the Bills, no, a lot of Bucs fans would be happy. But you can ask any Buffalo Bill fan, would they trade places with the Bucs? They'll be like, hell nah. So when I look at Todd Bowles' history, 35 and 33, hey, 35 and 33, we reached the plateau. That's 4 years. That's 4 years. 4. And should Sean McDermott got fired? Probably not, but he did. That's the nature of the business. And I heard about the GM, yeah, Brandon Beane. He got promoted as president of operations, which is crazy. And then they talked about Keon Coleman being the coach's pick, not the GM pick, because the GM wanted somebody else. But the GM came in and tried to clean it up. So that's a mess right there. Like, I was like, wait a minute. So The Keon Coleman was not a Brandon Beane pick. It was a Sean McDermott coaching staff pick. But Brandon Beane went along with it because he was like, all right, I'm going to be a team player. Then the owner said, like, basically he didn't really want Keon Coleman. I don't know, man. But that's besides the point. All I'm saying is I think the Bucs have reached a plateau with Todd Bowles. Because 4 years is enough. Now, if Todd Bowles was winning the playoff games and stuff like that, that's different. But he had one playoff victory. He inherited a roster that was 13-4 before. Proceeds to go 8-5 the next year. Okay, we'll let bygones be bygones. And then the following year, he went 9-8. So he went 8-9, 9-8 the first 2 years. 17-17. So that right there should have been some sort of like caution. Like, all right, well, we need to see something. Then we do see something. His third year, he goes 10-7. So we're like, all right, so another draft class, Hassan Reddick, we all right. We don't need to address the linebackers, the pass rush. We went 10-7, and we're gonna be fine. Baker Mayfield had a career year, a outlier year. We had Liam Cohen. All we're gonna do is move up, promote Josh Kazard to the OC, keep continuity with the team, add another draft class, another receiver, so that way we don't struggle with that department, that position. Add a couple more guys in the secondary, ignore the linebackers, outside linebackers, inside linebackers, and D-line with premium picks, 1 through 3, rounds 1 through 3. You go into the season, you're 6-2, and then you finished 8-9, 2-7. That's a big drop off. If you were 4-4 or 5-4 and finished, kind of like, wonky, that's different. But you were 6-2, 4 games above 500. What? That's a crazy collapse. And the Glazer family thought that was okay to say, yeah, we're gonna roll with that. I don't know about that, man. And all the signs told you they probably should have cleaned house, and they didn't do it. Now, I think that might come back to bite them in the butt. So when I look at the OC situation, this is the results of what transpired in the regular season. I don't know, man. The Bucs are in trouble. I hope they find a way through this and hire the right OC, and he comes in and do a good job. Probability is there, but the possibility is low. When I tell you the possibility is there, but the probability of this becoming a complete turnaround is at this point, at this stage in January, it's low. It is low. Like, I don't know if the Bucs are going to just all of a sudden just flip a switch and become 11-16. They didn't look good at all the last 9 games. They didn't look good at all. They got victories over the Cardinals and the Panthers. The Bucs didn't look good. And the Glazer family and Jason Light thought it was a great idea to bring him back because we're just missing a couple pieces, so we had some injuries. Man, I don't want to hear none of that. All I'm saying is, if this don't get straightened out, it's going to be hell to pay. And I don't think he's going to make it through the season. But my opinion, the Bucs probably should have wiped the slate clean. They should have. They fired too many coaches. Force retired 2. Fired too many coaches. And the remnants is still in the building. It didn't matter how much the Bucs, quote unquote, cleaning up they did. The stink is still there. The draft picks. No all-pros in the pipeline on defense. There's no defensive all-pros in the pipeline. We got one Pro Bowler, which he should have never got a Pro Bowl, which is Antonie Winfield Jr. He didn't play like a Pro Bowler this year. We have no all-pros down the pipeline, coming up the pipeline, or future all-pros. Like, there is nobody on the defense that you can hang your hat on. Jacob Parrish, I can hang my hat on Jacob Parrish and Taki Smith, but that's kind of a stretch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about elite guys, top 5 guys at the position. We don't have none of that on defense. There is no guy on that defensive team that you can say, yep, top 5 in his position? 0. There is no guy on that defense you can say top 10 in his position. You can easily name 10 guys better than each one of our players on defense, except for safety. Safety is probably the only spot that you can name that you can't name 10 safeties better than Winfield Jr. But you can name 10 guys better than Anthony Nelson, 10 guys better than Yaya Diaby, 10 guys better than Vita, 10 guys better than Greg Gaines, 10 guys better than Savasi Dennis, 10 linebackers better than Lavonte David. I ain't gonna count him, but 10 guys better than Zion McCullough, 10 guys better than Benjamin Morrison. You can name 10 guys better than Tyke Smith. Let's be real. It's bad, man. And I hope, and the word hope can be thrown around loosely, but I really do hope that the Bucs make significant changes when it comes to getting players on this team. I'm talking about significant changes, and particularly in the defense. The offense will be fine. I'm gonna say this again for the 5th year in a row, or the 4th year in a row, or the 5th year in a row. Defense is my concern. I don't care about the offense, and I'm an offensive guy. I don't care. I don't care how many yards Baker Mayfield throw for. I don't care how many yards. I don't care. I want this defense to be better and have elite players or above average players in multiple positions, and we don't have that. So, as I say this to kind of end this video, I'm glad we have these conversations amongst the Bucs community. Some good, some bad, and some people are not getting along. But I will say this is exposing the lack of talent that Jason Licht has acquired on defense. A lot of people kind of shunned away from it, and I was advocate of saying, hey, not enough talent on defense, and particularly the front seven, and now it's exposed. So there's been a lot of talk about Jason Licht and the lack of talent that he's brought to this team on defense. A lot of y'all got fooled by these picks. Go back to 2020. Nothing in the pipeline. We still got to see what Jacob Parrish and Benjamin Morrison be about, and Kalaji Clancy can't stay healthy. Like, nothing in the pipeline screams all pro. Nothing. And that's Jason Light's fault. And I am so glad everybody got a chance to really break it down. Like, oh man, we don't look good. And this is good for the Bucs fans to see this. This is good for everybody to literally say, oh man, the defense don't look good. It hasn't looked good. Outside of that 2020 run, it has not looked good under Jason Light's tenure. He's in charge of getting the players on the team. Todd Bowles says, hey, this is my philosophy. This is what I'm looking for. And it's Jason Light's job as a GM to get a coaching staff and players assembled along with Todd Bowles, but the GM is overall responsible for the roster, right? So now, if you look at the OC situation, he's sitting down with these OCs, and you can't sign one of them. Every single one of them keep leaving the building, one buck palace, with no deal. Jason Licht, your time is getting short, buddy. If you don't do something, it ain't gonna end well for you, buddy. And I can probably tell you this: if he gets out of there, I don't think a lot of people would be sad about it. He better get a good OC. He better get a good OC, and he better get some good draft picks if he want to save his job. Because man, it's been exposed now. I'm so happy that this is going to make him do his job now, and it's going to make him draft much more carefully. I'm so happy that this came out like this. I'm so happy that the defense didn't look good, because now you got to step up and get the players. No more Washington Huskies. No more Josh Gazards as OC. You got to go hire a really good OC, and you better go get some really good players, and particularly in the front seven. And if you don't do that, you out of here. Because if Todd Bowles is gone, you can't bring Jason Licht back. You can't do that. Because that'll be crazy. Like, then now you got to find a head coach that's going to work with Jason Light. Look, this is a 1-year season for the Bucs. For Jason Light and Todd Bowles, in my opinion. If they don't get the OC right, you didn't get your top choice, Mike McDaniel, even though a lot of the Bucs platforms was pushing for it. They tried to manifest it, but it didn't work. So now you ain't get one of the Rams guys. You're not getting one of them. So, oh man, like, ah, dang, and then you got front seven issues. So this is a 1-year season for the Bucs, for Jason Light and Todd Bowles. This is it. Jason Light has been exposed. Not having high-end talent ready on defense. In the front seven in particular. And this is a great conversation to have amongst during this offseason. We got the Senior Bowl, the East-West game, then we got the draft. Pro days. All these things I'm going to be talking about. Hey, Jason Light, what you going to do? Like, these are the players right here. This is my top 50. Can you get a couple of these guys? And most of my top 50, or my top 25, I'm going to say top 25. Most of my top 25 is going to be geared toward the front seven. I'm going to go down the list and look at all the guys and look at tape. I'm going to give you my top 25 guys defensively. And then most of them going to be front seven. And a couple safeties. But most of them going to be front seven. Just get one of them. He can't mess this up. He cannot do any more Joe Tryon-Stoinkas, Chris Braswell's, these projects. No Logan Halls. No T-Rex, Closet Clancy. No offense, but, no smallish. He can't do that anymore. David Walker in the 4th round. I need you to get a David Walker in the 1st or 2nd round. High-end talent. And that's what he failed at. And people have given him a pass because of his mid-round picks. What about his 1st and 2nd round picks on defense since he became the GM? Goose egg. Outside of Vita, goose egg. And we still waiting on Closet Clancy. Where is Joe Tryon-Stoinka? Where is Chris Braswell? Where is Logan Hall? Nope. It's out there now, Jason. No more small school stuff. Like, no more Walmart University. No, none of that. That's over with. You got to go get the SEC Big Ten. Linebackers, D linemen. Outside linebackers. That's what it is. I think that's what. Let's keep it real. Big Ten, SEC. Your entire draft should be centered around that. If you get another guy outside of them conferences, he better be high end talent. So we don't want to see no more Logan Halls, Braswell's project. Like, Braswell came from Alabama, but he was a project. No Tryon-Stoinka, no more Washington Huskies. That's over with. No more Washington Huskies. No pick and receive in the 1st round. No picking the tight end in the 1st round. No kick in the 2nd round. We don't want to see none of that. None of that. No more going to grab somebody from Washington Huskies in the free agency. We don't want to see none of that. You got about $35 to $45 million in cap room. Figure it out at the free agency. No more Hassan Reddicks that's looking for a check. No more bringing back JPP. No more Shaq Barrett's. No, none of that. Trying to bring him back. No. Just get high-end talent rounds 1 through 4. That's the key. Rounds 1 through 4. All front 7 picks. Coming to take other people's jobs. First 4 rounds, all should be guys looking to start. For the Bucs situation, the first 4 rounds should be all targeted towards starters. Even the 4th round pick, rotational guy getting a lot of snaps. And then by the time the season, in the middle of the season, he getting a lot of snaps. You're taking the veteran spot. You cannot get too complacent of just, oh, we got our guy in 2025. No. We got our guy in 2023. I get it, Scholastic Clancy. If you can find somebody better than him or just as good at, you get it. We need help ASAP. D-line, outside linebacker. I don't care about Sebastian Dennis. Nothing personal. I'm sure you can draw somebody better than that. No offense to Logan Hall. No offense to Anthony Nelson and Greg Gaines and Vita. No offense to Yaya Diaby. I think he's a good player. Not great, but good. But you can find somebody that's on the other side. Like, you can't get complacent about, oh, we got Yaya Diaby, we good. That apparently ain't going to work. First 4 rounds need to be starters. With the pick X, Y, and Z, the Bucs select in the first round, pick 15, the Bucs select Sonny Styles or Harold Bailey Jr. Like, yeah. Second round, the Bucs select with the 30th pick. The Bucs select Mesidor for Miami, D lineman. Yeah. Third round with the something pick. The Bucs select D lineman, a D line, defensive end from, you know what I'm saying, like Ohio State. The 4th round pick, the Bucs select linebacker, Miami, Iowa. Like, God dang, it's not hard. First round pick, with the 15th pick in the draft, the Bucs select Harold Bain Jr. We have a trade with the 28th pick in the first round. The Bucs have traded next year's first round, this year's 3rd round, and next year's 4th round pick. With the 20th pick, the Bucs select defensive end, linebacker. I wouldn't care. I would not be mad. That's all I'm saying, man. We didn't get Mike McDaniels. Bottom of the barrel. Zack Robinson, that's what we pushing for. And I don't even think it's about the offense anymore. I think it's all about defense now. First 4 rounds, I want starters. Again. It used to be the first 2 rounds. First 3 rounds, I want starters. 4th round pick, borderline starter. Period. Anyway, with that being said, shouts out to all the Powers of Sea Bandits. Thank you for joining. Yeah, it's rough. No Mike McDaniel, so we can move on from that. He chose Herbert basically over Baker Mayfield. I would too. And I don't even rock with Herbert like that, but I'll take Herbert over Baker Mayfield, for a lot of reasons. But and I'm gonna talk about the Baker Mayfield taking shots at Kevin Stefanski and whoever else. That's weird too. But fire those cannons. Seize the day. Raise the flag. Hashtag upgrades needed. Hashtag what's next? Bucos Locker signing out. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. I'm about to work out.